No? Okay. Yeah. So you guys are able to hear me? I think so. Yes. If you can't hear me, then check your sound. Check. And now, okay, we have Jasmine, we have Amrita, Megan, Megan and Amy. Oh, hello, Megan and Amy from Amsterdam. And Trevor, hi, Trevor, Michelle, hi, Lily, hi, Raksha, hi, hi, Amina, Shweta, Kalashri, Sharmila. Great. So let's start with tonight's stuff. Okay, some people are having problems with their mind. Okay, good. So, so I think most of you are new to astrology. Some of you are already exposed to astrology. So just type yes if you are doing this for the first time, if you're hearing about Vedic astrology for the first time and you're looking at things, learning a little bit today for the first time. If you're doing this, type yes in the chat. If you're already exposed to planets, signs, houses, this kind of basics, then yeah. So Kalashri first time, Amina first time. Okay, that's very good. Okay. So there are most of the others probably have some idea about astrology, how it works. So today our focus is to look at the charts and say what's going on in our love life. What are the tendencies we have? What are the patterns we have? What are the time periods in which we will flourish in our love life? What are the time periods in which there might be some lessons and challenges? All of that. So first of all, we start with invoking Lord Ganesha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gan Ganapataye Namaha. And we pray that Ganesha gives us the ability to learn and absorb this wisdom. Vedic astrology is ancient wisdom, more than 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000. We don't know how old it is. And we also connect with our gurus, with our masters, the Guru Tattva, the element of guidance, our teachers, and we connect with Rishi Parashara, who gave us the system of astrology along with many other sages, rishis of ancient India. So a little bit about me. I've been working as an astrologer, working with people from all walks of life, CEOs, leaders, actors, artists, professionals, students, entrepreneurs, anyone who's interested in growing in life. Approach of empowering the clients and students with sharp insights and deep understanding of one's blueprint or design. So astrology tells you your blueprint. So astrology is one of the highest spiritual tools. It's one of the highest yogas because before learning any yoga, you need to know your blueprint, you need to know your design, you need to know your configuration. If you want to, so guys like Ricardo and others who are more technical from the line of electronics, how can you fix an electronic device if you don't know how it works, if you don't know its workings, if you don't know its design? And it's unfortunate that we go about life without this knowledge of our own design, of our own blueprint, without knowing the map of our life, which is available to us in Vedic astrology, the soul's map, the soul's blueprint. Thousands of clients and students worldwide. Yes, I've been traveling, I've been talking to people about astrology, sharing whatever I know. And whatever I know is very little uh, compared to what the ocean of astrology is all about. So I'll try to share a little bit with you from that pool which I have. And of course, the learning is unlimited, and all of us are still learning Yeah, and I work with other therapies like past life regression, future life regression, rebirthing, shamanic tarot, mystical sound healing, all of these modalities which help us to become more aware of about ourselves. And very importantly, this Saturday we are going to have a past life regression session on soulmates and relationships. So I'll give you the details uh, after this session. So this has been the journey so far, sharing things which are about awareness, traveling all over, teaching, sharing, meeting many masters, many teachers from different walks of life. And India is a blessed land. India is a land of masters, sages, and I have the good fortune to travel and explore a little bit. And the other roles I played in life, of course, my training doesn't come from traditional uh, systems, but it comes from technical line, computer engineering, telecommunication and software engineering. I've been into the insurance arena, worked as a software engineer, assistant professor, also very close to my heart, the spiritual Goa movement. Okay, so say yes if you are ready to learn how to decode soulmate, love, and relationships in Vedic astrology. Type yes in the chat if you are ready to go. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, very good. Awesome. Very nice. So, North Indian chart format is what we are going to use. So this is the how the sky looked at the time of your birth. It's the design of the sky at the time of the birth is what we call as the astrology chart. And we have 12 parts in this chart. We have 12 blocks. And these 12 blocks represent different areas of life. Today, of course, we are going to focus more on marriage. We are going to focus more on romance, love life. But we definitely have to know what the other blocks mean because everything is interconnected. So we count from the center. The center is always the first house, which is also called as ascendant or lagna. It is the reference point. It is the rising sign. And from here, we go anti-clockwise, 1 to 12. So we go anti-clockwise, 1 to 12. Awesome. Now, each house, all the 12 houses from 1 to 12, they have a certain signification. So it's your journey of life with the different people in your life. So the self is the first house, the family is the second house, the siblings and neighbors are the third house, mother, fourth house, father, 10th house, fifth house is the lover, which is our interest, tonight, seventh house is spouse and business partners, which is again our interest tonight. But then the other houses, co-workers and employees, in-laws, father, guru, boss, father, friends, elder siblings, 11th house, foreigners, 12th house. Awesome. So this is the journey of our life through all the different relationships shown in these 12 blocks, in these 12 houses. It's very simple. So if you want to know what's going on in the marriage, start looking at the seventh house. If you want to know what's going on in your dating and romance, fifth house. So we'll come to this, we'll see how to analyze it. And by the end of the session, you'll have a fair idea of how to analyze and the basic idea you'll get. Of course, this is a lifelong journey, but still you will get a fair idea to start with. The head is going to be the first house, the neck is the second house, the shoulder is the third house, fourth house is about chest and breast, solar plexus, intestines, kidney. So these are again the 12 houses in terms of the body parts. And in Ayurveda, many times, if people have kidney problems or lower back problems, the astrologer asks them, the Ayurveda doctor, the Vaidya asks them, do you fight a lot with your wife? Because the seventh house is related to the wife, and the seventh house is also related to the kidneys. So sometimes they tend to correlate things in this manner, right? And if you, let's say, you have problems with your boss, so you're likely to have knee problems. So there are health issues related to the issues that we have in life with other people. Okay. Let's say you have an issue with shame that may be reflected in your reproductive organs. So all these kind of things. So again, we look at the 12 houses from a different perspective. First house is your personality. Second house is the resources that you have, education, money, family. These are your resources, your action, your confidence, your ability to do things. Fourth house is emotions. Fifth house is talent. Sixth house is health. Seventh is relationships. Eighth is secrets. Ninth is luck. 10th is power. 10th is also profession. Ninth is your spirituality. 12th is also spirituality. The gains, the income, the friends is 11th house, whatever you gain in life. Okay. So maybe you guys, I'll just go back to the previous slide. You can take screenshots of this just to remember if you like. You can just take screenshots of these slides. I don't know if I can go back. Let me try to go back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe you can take screenshots. The body parts, 12 houses, the relationships signified by the 12 houses, and the 12 houses 1 to 12. Okay. So now let's go to the planets. So we consider 9 planets, plus we consider Uranus, Neptune, Pluto in astrological analysis as per Vedic astrology. And each planet has one or two signs which it rules. So we are not talking about the sun sign astrology, which you see in newspapers, etc., etc. We are not talking about that because sun sign astrology is essentially it's something that it's something very shallow, So it's something very shallow, and we're not looking at sun sign astrology, but we are looking at the entire chart where all the 9 planets, all the 12 planets actually, we look at them, how they are placed, how the houses are connected. It's an intricate mixture. So, Megan's cat also is interested in astrology, and cats have always, they always give company to witches, and dogs always give company to sadhus. So different animals have also different significations. So sun is the king. So we have 12 planets, and I explain it in a very simple way so that you know what qualities it holds. Yeah. Sun is the king, moon is the mother. So king has qualities of leadership, king has qualities of. So I'll just open the chat for a bit, and I'll just open the chat for a bit. And what I want you to do is sun is the king. So what qualities does a king have? Just type in the chat. What qualities does a king have? Leadership, what else? Authority. Just type one quality of a king in the chat. Power. Yes, very good. Power. Riches. Yes, sun is also rich. Shining. Sun is shining. The quality of shining, the quality of light. Authority, says Neeraj Sharma. Very good. Michelle says prestige. Lily says ego. Yes, very good. Protector. Yes, very good. Dominance. Yes. So, very good. So, these are all the different qualities of the sun, the king, the ruler. Moon is the mother. Mother has qualities of nurturing, nourishing. Moon also represents the mana, the subconscious mind. Yeah, so let's type some qualities of moon in the chat quickly, just to activate ourselves, to think in these terms of qualities of planets. Let's do this quickly and then we'll go to example charts. Emotions is moon, very good. Moon is calm, moon is caring. Caring and loving moon. Moon is the mother. Moon is moon is not exactly guiding light. Moon is more of nourishing. Jupiter is more like guiding light. So moon is the subconscious mind. It is our happiness. It is what makes us happy from deep within. It's where we focus in life. Wherever moon is placed is our focus in life. Okay, let's go to Mars. So Mars is the warrior planet. And what are the qualities of a warrior? Quickly type in the chat. One quality of the warrior. Target oriented, yes. Rajan says action, anger, strong, courage, energy, yes, very good. Energy, yes. Aggressive. Mars is about sports, Mars is about war, Mars is about surgery, Mars is about anything that involves blood, involves aggression, anger, conflict. Yes, very good. Jupiter is the guru. So, what are the qualities of a guru? Is to guide, is to teach, is to bless. So, let's type qualities of Jupiter just to activate ourselves quickly. Jupiter qualities: enlightened, spiritual, wisdom. Yes, very good. Expansion. Yes, Jupiter helps us to expand. It's one of the biggest planets. Spirituality. Jupiter is about philosophy. Jupiter is wisdom. Astrology, yes, but astrology is about all the nine planets, not just Jupiter. Uh, Ambition is Jupiter. Jupiter is not exactly ambition, but yeah, it is happiness, it is wisdom, and wisdom, luck, fortune. Very good. Mala Thakkar. So, Mercury. Now, let's come to Mercury. Mercury is the prince. Mercury is the prince. And the prince, what are the qualities of a prince? The prince has to be charming. Yeah, prince, young blood, but also has to be young, charming, communication, has to be intelligent. Very good. What else? Mercury is also about technology, modern technology. It's about humor. It's about telephones. It's about computers. So if Mercury is in your house of marriage, you may find a husband who is related to technology or IT or communication in some form, right? And if Mercury is in seventh house, you want to have good conversations with your partner. Seventh house is the house of marriage, as I mentioned earlier. Mercury is quick thinking, humor, communication, memory. Venus is the diva. Venus is sensuality. Venus is money. Venus is about all the things which are about art, luxury. So if you have Venus in your seventh, you might find a partner who's an artist, or you might find a partner who has sensual aesthetic taste, right? Very good. So Saturn is the sadhus. What are the qualities of a sadhu, a monk? Saturn is the monk. So Saturn is a monk. So if you have Saturn in the seventh house, you may get attracted to someone who's elder than you, someone who's mature, someone who's spiritual, someone who is disciplined. Yeah. Or you might discipline your husband if you have seventh in your house, Michelle. So seventh in the house of marriage, sorry, Saturn in the house of marriage, you might want to discipline your husband. Yeah. Okay. So that is good. And Rahu is the addict. Rahu is the addict. So if you have Rahu in the seventh house, the house of marriage, you might have a partner who is either from a different land, maybe a foreigner, maybe from a different background, or you might meet your partner while traveling, or yeah, it's also possible your partner might have some addictive tendencies, or you might get addicted to your partner, things like that. Okay. Then Ketu is the Zen master. Ketu is the planet of detachment. It's the planet of enlightenment. It's the planet of going beyond the world. Ketu is the demon without the head. So, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, if you have Saturn in seventh, yes, also it indicates delayed marriage. It also indicates people who marry people who are either with a big age difference, these kind of things. So, anyway, now Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. So Uranus is the awakener, Neptune is the visionary, Pluto is the renewer. So Uranus is for new creation, Neptune is for imagination and arts, Pluto is for transformation, big change. Okay, so if these planets are there, you're going to see these particular qualities. Okay, so the quality of the planet is what will planets associated with your house of marriage, house of romance. You have to combine all of that and you will be able to see what are the qualities of your partner. So, Sun, leadership, you have people like Vladimir Putin, Narendra Modi, Julius Caesar, the leaders. Moon is more nurturing, nourishing types like Florence Nightingale, like Amma. Jupiter, Dalai Lama, Satya Sai Baba, B.K.S. Iyengar. Mercury, Mark Zuckerberg, Sundar Pichai, the Prince of Saudi, Princess of UAE. Mars, sportsmen, warlords. Yes, I think the one has to guess this. Venus, Saturn, the sadhus. Saturn is also the activists, the people who want to change the world, like Vandana Shiva, wanting to preserve the traditional ways of farming, while the demons want to change it into genetically modified farming. Rahu, the addict, right? Kurt Cobain, Donald Trump, and these are Yo-Yo Honey Singh and the character of Dr. Arjun Reddy. Okay. Ketu, the ones who bring transformation, awakening, UG Krishnamurti, Ramana Maharshi, and also Osho. Okay. So, is there any doubt with the planets? If you have any questions, just type in the chat, planets and houses. If any questions, any doubts, what I've said so far. Because I'm going quite quickly because most of you are aware and I'm just giving you an idea to understand. So if anything, any question, no, I'm not answering questions about the houses. I'm just asking you whether you understood what I'm saying so far. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to look at the 12 signs. So we saw houses, the areas of life, planets, which give the quality to those areas of life, and the signs, which give the context to each area of life. So there are 12 signs, and all 12 signs are applicable to you. So it's bullshit when people say, I'm a Gemini, I'm a Virgo, I behave like this, I behave like that. No, that is all rubbish because that is not as per the complete system of astrology, whether it's Western astrology, whether it's Vedic astrology. It's only a way of making money by putting things in the newspapers as sun signs by the prostitutes. You know, the prostitutes like to do such things to get eyeballs and make money. So anyway, so now we'll look at the 12 signs. So the 12 signs are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and so on. These are the 12 signs. Each sign is ruled by a planet, and we have 12 signs in the sky. 12 signs means 12 parts of the sky. So every house will have a sign associated with it. For example, 10th house as the sign Leo associated with it. So 10th house is the house of work, and Leo is associated with it, which is leadership, the lion. So what will happen? The person will be oriented towards leadership work. Very simple. Astrology is very simple if you make it simple. Now Isha has asked Libra 7th house. So Libra is the sign of sensuality. Libra is also the sign of balance. Libra is the sign of Libra is also the sign of justice, balance, and 7th house is the house of marriage. So Libra 7th house means you want justice, you want balance, you want equality in your marriage. This is what it means. Libra is 7th house, right? So we have to, and in your chart you will see after, above each house you will have a small number. That is the sign number. Just remember that. Sign number 1 to 12. Sign number. Sign number 1 to 12. In each house, you will see a number. That is not the house number, that is the sign number. Okay? So planet signs and houses, we've quickly gone through. And of course, signs have their own signification, but we'll not have much time to look at the signs. But definitely, most of you would be aware more or less what the signs are all about, what they signify, and so on. Anyway, we'll take some examples and things will be clear to you. So we are not doing sun sign astrology. As I already mentioned, we are not looking at sun signs. We're looking at the whole chart. Houses are the areas of life. Planets give the quality. 5th house is the house of romance. 7th house is the house of relationships, partnership, marriage. So when I draw the chart, let's say I draw the chart. So there are going to be 12 boxes, as I mentioned earlier. So any chart which you draw, there will be 12 boxes. So this is the house, 5th house, and this is going to be 7th house. These two houses you have to see for relationship analysis. 5th house for romance, 7th house for marriage. Everyone is clear about this? Which boxes to look at? Type yes if you are clear. If any question, just ask now. 5th house and 7th house. How did I say 5th house? Because you count from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th house. And you count from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th house. Okay, always counting from the center. Yeah, correct. The numbers are different, Isha, because I already told you that they are the sign numbers, not the house numbers. See, people are not listening. They are, thinking of their own charts. They are unable to listen. So they have to learn to listen, first of all. Okay, so I told you already that the number here can be 7, can be 8, but this remains the 5th house because you're counting from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 7 is Libra, let's say. So 5th house is Libra. Then there will be 8 here, there will be 9 here. So 7th house is Sagittarius, number 9, right? So listening is a skill which you require in astrology. Okay, so now Venus represents the female partner, which means for a man, Venus is the wife. And in a woman's chart, we have to see Jupiter as the male partner or the husband. Okay, so in a man's chart, female partner is Venus, planet Venus. And in a woman's chart, Jupiter is the male partner or the husband. If you're homosexual, it is the other way around. So whatever it is, you can take as per your orientation. So Venus represents female partner slash wife. Jupiter represents male partner slash husband. Okay, so again, I'm showing you. So we have the 12 houses. The first house is here. Can you see the small number? First house, second house. Always the first house will be top center, ascendant, AS. AS, ascendant rising sign. That from that sign, you start counting in your chart. It's the reference point. So in this chart, can someone type in the chat, which is the sign number 6? Sign number 6 is the rising sign. Which is the sign number 6? Type in the chat quickly. Yes, very good. Sign number 6 is Virgo. So this person has a Virgo rising. Can you guess whose chart this is? And this is the chart of Bill Clinton. Bill the bloody Clinton. So anyway, so this is Bill's chart, and Bill has Venus on his ascendant. No wonder he was, roaming around with his pants down and doing all sorts of funny things. Because Venus and Neptune on the ascendant. So that makes him promiscuous and whatever, horny rascal. So anyway, so now what we'll do is we'll look at Jupiter. So Jupiter in a woman's chart is the husband, Venus in a man's chart is the wife or the female partner. Fifth house is love, dating, sex. Seventh house is marriage. So these are the parts in the chart which you have to see. Jupiter, Venus, fifth house, seventh house. So fifth house is, no, it's not Dalai Lama, Didi, it's Bill Clinton, the horny rascal. Anyway, so so what we do is, yeah, so fifth house in this chart is Capricorn. What is Capricorn? Capricorn is the sign of authority, rule, structure. So utilize number 10. Sign number 10 is Capricorn. The Isha, just watch this. Sign number 10 is Capricorn for the fifth house. Fifth house is house of romance, love, dating, sex. And Capricorn is your workplace. Capricorn is the work structure. So what did he do? He started having sexual affairs at his workplace with his secretary or whoever that girl was, Monica. So he started having sexual affairs, romantic affairs at the workplace, isn't it? So this is seen in Bill Clinton's chart. And his seventh house is in the sign of Pisces, number 12, seventh house. This is seventh house. So the houses, the boxes are fixed, the signs differ. So seventh house Pisces is what? Seventh house Pisces, Pisces is the sign of fantasy, dreams. So even though he's in a relationship, he has fantasies, dreams, and all of that. And Pisces is, of course, ruled by Jupiter. And it is sitting, Pisces Lord Jupiter is sitting in the second house. So his seventh house is connected with the second house. And what did I mention about the second house? Does anyone remember? Type it in the chat, second house. Second house is money, second house is education. Second, so maybe he met his wife during his education. I don't know his story, but or she may be connected with the family. or she may be connected with money. Maybe he married for the money. You never know. And maybe he married while he was in school. I don't know what their story is about Bill Clinton. I think the Americans should confirm, or probably they're not so proud of their presidents. Anyway, so yeah, so some connection with education, some connection with knowledge because Jupiter is involved, right? So these kind of things. So we can analyze a lot of stuff on these charts. His Venus is placed in the first house in the sign of Virgo. So there is some obstacle related to marriage, right? So something going on, and also there is some kind of uh, problems with the wife because of this. But we come to that. That is not a big issue. So, so let's okay. So before we start taking examples, what I want you to do is we'll start taking examples. Okay. So Isha, you said it is Libra 7th house. Now you're saying Scorpio 7th house. Okay. Anyway, she's not sure because she doesn't listen. She only types. Okay. So yeah. So those of you who want to give an example chart, and what I would request all of you is that the chart is a personal thing. So I would request all of you not to say, this is my chart, these are my birth details. Just say this is my friend's chart, right? Or just say it is my neighbor's chart, because otherwise it looks like you're giving your very personal details and you're showing. So it may be your chart, it may not be your chart. So you just say, oh, this is my friend's chart, and what are her marriage prospects? Because the chart is something personal. So you don't want to say, oh, this is my chart, and then you're fully exposed and naked. So we don't want that. So we don't want you to feel a loss of privacy. So you just say, maybe you take your chart, maybe you take your neighbor's chart, whatever, as an example, and then you can apply the concept to your chart, or you take your chart and you say that it's your neighbor's chart, something like that. But don't say, oh, this is my chart. Now look, will I get married? Will I get this thing? Don't do that. So this is just a warning for all of you so that you don't violate your own privacy. Okay. So Megan has raised her hand, and Kalashri has also raised her hand. Okay, so we'll take these examples. So Megan, I'll unmute you and you can give. After that, I'll come to Kalashri. And so Megan and Amy are two people anyway, so we won't know whose chart, what is going on. So give me, once I unmute you, give me your birth date, birth time, and birthplace. Okay. So what I'll start doing is I'll start sharing my software. So now I want you to, so Megan has raised the hand, Amina has raised the hand. So we'll come to Kalashri, Amina, Sharmila. Okay, so Megan, let me unmute. Yeah. Yeah, so what are the birth details? Birth date?
It's 29 September 1996.
1996.
Time 8:51 p.m.
8:51 p.m.
Yeah.
And what is the country?
Netherlands.
Netherlands. Yes, okay. And the place?
And place Vinkveen, which is Vinkeveen.
Yeah, because when the Dutch, they pronounce V, it sounds like a. Okay, so it's a woman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see this woman's chart. So first of all, in this woman's chart, we see, I hope this is correct.
Yeah,
Megan?
correct.
Okay. So in the 5th house, we have to see the 5th house. We count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. fifth house. And in my software here also it's given that it's the fifth house, but in some softwares it might not be given. So this block is always the fifth house. I hope you understood, Isha. So now fifth house, the sign is number 6. Can anyone type which is number 6?
Okay.
Can everyone see the chart that I'm sharing? Can everyone see the chart that I'm sharing? Just share it again. Yeah. So Neeraj, you have to do something about your software if you cannot see the chart. Okay. So fifth house, Virgo, right? Sign of Virgo. Virgo is the sign of service. Virgo is the sign of details. So she will look at the details about the partner whom she is dating. Whoever this woman is, maybe it's one of the two in the camera or someone else, mystery woman. So looking into the details, looking into all the detail, minute things, because Virgo is the sign for details, right? And she has Sun and Rahu very close to each other. So Sun, what did I say? Sun is the king, Rahu is the addict. So Sun is leadership quality, Rahu is the quality of distraction or exploration. So she will be attracting people who are having a leadership quality or dominating in some way. And the Rahu means people who are either foreigners from a distant place, or they could be people who are travelers, explorers of life, these kind of things. Because Sun and Rahu are sitting in the house of romance. Now, can someone tell me what is, Megan, just unmute yourself, tell me which is the sign of, which is the ruler of Virgo?
What's the ruler?
The ruler of Virgo is Mercury.
Mercury.
Yeah, that was the travesty with my students that even after many years, they don't remember anything. So Mercury, and Mercury is in which house, Megan? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bye.
Fourth house, Leo. Now the sign is Leo, number 5. So a house of romance is connected with the house of fourth house. And I mentioned that fourth house is the house of emotions. So when she gets in a romantic thing, when she starts dating someone, she becomes emotionally attached. Right? There is an emotional attachment with the people whom this person dates. Right? And also she looks into the details because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, looks into the details. So she'll look at the details about that person in terms of how emotionally well that person can nurture me, can nourish me. Okay, so that is about romance, dating. Now, which is the house for marriage, Megan?
The seventh house.
Yeah. So seventh house, the sign is number 8, Scorpio. Scorpio. And Scorpio is the sign for secrets, it's the sign for mystery, it's the sign for sudden events. So marriage or relationships might happen very suddenly for her when it is least expected. This is a context, this is the quality. But we see Pluto, which is also the planet of transformation. Pluto is also, some people compare it to Lord Shiva, transformation, rebirth. So the relationships that she undergoes will give transformation, and rebirth will help her to rebirth herself. Will bring about big change in her life. Now, Megan, which planet rules Scorpio?
Mars.
Mars. And Mars is in which house?
That's number, is that 12? Oh,
1,
1,
2,
oh, 3, yeah.
3. So Mars is in third house. So she will find a partner when she's traveling or when she's playing some kind of sports, because third house is the house of activity. So this person will find a partner when there's traveling, means the chances are more when they are traveling, when they are doing something which is related to art. And Mars is what? Warrior planet. So again, it indicates sports or some kind of fighting or some kind of, maybe this person should go for a boxing match if they're looking for a husband or a partner, or a wrestling match. Does this person like sports?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they enjoy them.
I think, yeah,
Don't.
good energy outlet.
Yeah. So probably there's an opportunity to meet someone while doing some kind of sports. But also with regards to Scorpio, we can say it is the sign for activity, uh, occult activity like astrology, tarot, mystical sciences. So that is also an opportunity. Now, since planet Mars rules the seventh house, we have to see the Mars periods in her chart. Let's see the Mars periods in her chart. So I'm just going a little detailed. If anyone doesn't follow, just ask me in the chat box or raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Okay. If you have any questions. So she starts a Mars period from July 2025. She starts a Mars period. So this is the time when there will be very high probability of her finding that kind of partner. I'm saying this in a very broad, generalized way, but definitely in those 7 years of Mars, there will be a lot of focus on relationships, on marriage. Okay, what about Jupiter? Jupiter is the husband, right? Where's your Jupiter placed, Megan? Your or whoever's chart this is?
Eighth house.
Eighth house. Eighth house is the house of mysteries. So she will like mysterious people. She will like people who are into some kind of occult sciences or tarot or astrology. Yeah. So all the boys in the chat start sharing your charts so that this person can contact you. All the boys into astrology. Who knows? Maybe this girl will propose you tonight. So yeah, so this kind of thing. And Jupiter in the eighth house of mystery. It's also the eighth house of all kinds of hidden things and all these things. So there's a good chance of meeting someone mysterious. And again, the Scorpio was also about mystery and those kind of things. And Jupiter is also in the sign of Sagittarius, number 9, which is about foreign land, which is about spirituality, philosophy. So someone spiritual, someone mystical, someone who's adventurous also in some way, someone who's also dominating because we saw Sun Rahu in the 5th house. So it's someone who's very adventurous, yet spiritual, yet explorative. This is the kind of person you should be looking for. This person should find this kind of partner. Thank you so much, Megan, for that example.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now we'll take the next, let's take Kalashri, since she has raised her hand. Yeah, I won't take any examples on the chat box. So let's not type in the chat. Just go with the raised hands. And everyone who wants their chart to be seen or the chart which they are sharing, they have to be on the camera. Okay. So let's come to Kalashri. Yes, Kalashri. I don't know where Kalashri disappeared. Kalashri has disappeared at the right time. Okay. Let's take Sharmila. So let me unmute Sharmila.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Date of birth 24 June 1965. Time is 12:30 evening and place is energy.
Yeah, I can't hear anything. Can you just, I think you all have two phones or whatever you all are doing. I don't know. Mute, other person has to mute or
Hello.
do it.
You hear me?
No, there's a big echo. I'll mute you now because I can't take your thing. Okay. So now we'll go to Okay, Fernando, let's take one of the men's chart, or hopefully, I don't know, he'll share a man's chart or a woman's chart, I don't know, but whatever it is, let's take one chart from Fernando. So, okay, let's, what is happening is, people come on the screen and they disappear. Okay. Mm, okay. So we can't hear Sharmila, so we'll go for Fernando's chart. Yeah, Fernando, yes. Whoever's chart you're sharing, I don't know, but just give us the details.
The
Birthday?
details are 11 November 1987,
27 time,
6:49 a.m.
6:49 a.m. Place,
Place would be Manipal, Karnataka.
Karnataka, Pal. Okay. 11 November 1987, 6:49 a.m.
Correct.
Okay. So let's take fifth house in the sign of Aquarius. All right. Aquarius
Correct.
is the sign for people who do unique things, people who do new things. So this kind of person will get attracted to people who do new things, unique things. And it is ruled by Saturn, which is sitting in the second house, the house of education, the house of learning. So after this class, maybe someone will come and propose this person in this class. And okay, so while learning new things, they will find their partners. I think this is a good way to get people into my classes, because they find someone, they'll come for my classes. We charge a big amount of money. So anyway, so now, yeah, so there's a connection with learning. There's also connection with mysticism because Saturn, the ruler of romance, is sitting in the sign of Scorpio. So astrology, learning and all that. So you have to enroll for my next astrology class, this person. You have to enroll this person for my astrology class. It is $1,000 for the class, which I don't think the person will mind because maximum chances. Okay. Now, seventh house, the house of marriage. So can you tell me, Fernando, is this person looking for marriage or romance or looking for something serious or what?
Yeah.
Looking for something serious, then we have to focus on the seventh house. Now, can someone tell me what is the seventh house sign? Lily, can you tell me the seventh house sign? Yeah, Trevor is typing Aries. Very good. Raksha, how did it become Libra? I don't know if you have understood properly. Number one sign is Aries for the seventh house. This is the seventh house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the sign is number one, Aries. Right? So, Aries. So, Aries is the sign of adventure. So, this person will see marriage as an adventure. He wants that partner who makes it adventurous for him, who wants to, go on sports or wants to go on different kinds of adventures, not exactly sports or adventure, but it's just that idea of getting an adrenaline rush from the relationship of marriage. They would not like something which is dull and boring, so they want something which has an adrenaline rush to it. Also, first sign Aries is about the personality. It's the first sign. So their personality gets highlighted. So they may find a partner who's very active, who is sporty, who is very, sort of aggressive in some form or intense in some way. Aries quality to the seventh house. So the context is Aries, but where is the ruler of Aries, Fernando?
Ruler of Aries.
In which house? Count from the center.
12th house.
Yeah. Count from the center. 1 is the first house. 12th is the last house.
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
So it is sitting in Mars. Mars is ruler of Aries, sitting in 12th house.
Mm.
12th house is the house of distant land. 12th house is the house of spirituality. So this person will find his partner in a distant land, in a foreign land, or he will find a partner who is from a foreign land, who is from a distant land. Also, foreign land, distant land also means someone outside his native background. Also, there is a presence of Ketu with Mars. So Ketu being with Mars, there is an element of spirituality, element of mystery and all that. So you join my next, whoever it is, you enroll this person for my next class for $1,000. Anyway, he's going to have a foreigner wife after some time. So the dollars won't matter. Okay. Now let's see the chances of marriage. We spoke about the planet Mars. So let's see the dashas of Mars when there are dashas of Mars and also Venus. So, and also Saturn. Saturn is also romance. Venus is again in his second house, the house of learning, the house of also Scorpio, astrology, etc., etc. So he might find, he might find a woman who's related to learning something, or in the context of money, or in the context of knowledge, or in the context of, something like that. So we get a lot of double confirmations about many things. He's going through a Venus. Sorry, what is happening with this thing? Okay. So, yes. So Mercury Venus period was going on. So Mercury period, Venus sub period from November 2017 to August 2020. So this was one period where he had the potential of finding someone, or he might have had some kind of romantic relationship during this period from November 2017 to August 2020. If this person is still looking, then again, for him, the favorable period is, let's look. There are some chances from May to June 2021. Yeah, 4th May onwards. So, yeah, so this class I think will prove helpful for this person. So 4th May onwards till 24th June, there are some chances because again, it's a Venus sub period. He also has Jupiter period from, so let's look at the Venus periods, Mars periods coming up for him. So Venus sub period, May to June, then Mars period, August, September 2021. Just see the dates. And then Saturn period, Jan to April 2022. These are the chances. Then Mars period, again, November 2022, December 2022, Mercury Mars period. So November 2022 onwards also there are chances. So these are the multiple periods in which there are chances for romantic relationships or romance to happen in some form. Okay, thank you, Fernando, for that chart. And now we'll move to the next person. That's okay. Let's come to Kalashri. Kalashri, you have to be online because last time when I tried to this thing, see Kalashri has disappeared. Yeah. Ask to unmute. Yeah. Can you tell me the birth date, time, place of the chart you're sharing?
17 September 89.
Just a minute. Yeah. You have to tell at a pace where I can type because I'm also typing it. Just a minute. Yes, tell me.
17 September 89.
1989. Time?
11:34 p.m.
34 p.m. Okay. Place?
West Bengal, Kolkata.
Is this correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So this person's chart, again, we'll look at fifth house for romance. Is this person looking for marriage or something serious, or is looking for just love, romance, sex?
Something serious.
So if someone is looking for something serious, we have to look at the
7th house.
seventh house. Seventh house in which sign?
9.
9 is Sagittarius.
Yeah.
9 is Sagittarius. So this person is looking for spiritual development through a relationship, because Sagittarius is a sign for spiritual exploration. So the context of the relationship is essentially spiritual exploration and gaining spiritual knowledge, growing, traveling, doing things like that. So this is very essential for this person. Now we have planet Uranus. So Uranus is about unconventional things. So they want this kind of space in their marriage where they can do unconventional things, where they can do unconventional things. So either the relationship will be in an unconventional format, or it will be about creating something together, creating something new, these kind of things. And fair amount of space, independence is required, because Uranus is the planet for creativity, for inspiration, for independence. Now Saturn is also there. So Saturn is the planet which causes delays. So there can be some delays in finding that right kind of partner. And also Neptune is there. So again, looking for a partner who's artistic, idealistic. In a way, there are a lot of fantasies about what the partner should be like and what I need from a marriage. There are a lot of fantasies about this topic. So it's also this thing which can bring in illusions, not seeing things clearly in relationships. Neptune. Neptune is retrograde also, so that indicates maybe it is because of some past issues where the person is not seeing things clearly. Now this person has Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by which planet? It's ruled by Jupiter.
Checking.
So Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini in the first house. So the first house is the sign of
Self.
so first house is the sign of the self. So first house is the sign of the self, and Jupiter is there. So the partner or the person is attracted to the knowledge that you have, to the spiritual knowledge that you have, the wisdom that this person holds. So the partner is attracted by the knowledge, by the wisdom, and this is a partner who appreciates that spiritual core which you or which whoever this person in the chart is, it is the partner has to be attracted by that, by the wisdom, by the charisma which you have on a spiritual level. So also it is about number three. So number three, Gemini, is about travel. It's about communication. It's about exploring life again. So it has to be someone who is into traveling, who is into exploring life. Jupiter, I also mentioned, represents the husband. Jupiter also represents the husband in a woman's chart. So someone who is explorative, communicative, someone who's into some form of art or spirituality. So someone who has knowledge, someone who has ideas, someone who has spiritual ideas, spiritual knowledge. So this is the ideal kind of partner. Now, when will you find this kind of partner? We can see Jupiter period coming from July 2023 to November 2024. So this is a big period in which you can find that kind of person. Also, we can see further sub periods. So we have dashas, antar dashas, pratyantar dashas, period, sub period, sub period. I hope everyone is understanding what I'm explaining and not just waiting for their turn to come. So August 2021, September 2021, again, there's a good opportunity for you, Kalashri. You might find something in this front. Also from somewhere, yeah, August 2021 to September 2021. Also maybe from April 2022 to July 2022. These are short periods. And I also mentioned the big period to you when it can happen. Okay, thank you, Kalashri, for that example. Now we'll look at someone else's chart. So let's, who has raised their hand? Sharmila has raised hand, Rajan has raised hand. Rajan is done yesterday. So Sarika has raised the hand. Sarika is someone new. So Sarika, can you come on the camera so that I can see and talk with you? Yeah. So Sarika, just a minute. Let me unmute you. It's funny, you know, Zoom kind of moves the image. You know, when I go to unmute, it moves somewhere else. Okay. So Sarika, can you give me the birth details? Just unmute yourself.
Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes.
Yeah, it's November 1980.
Sorry, what was the thing? Your voice.
It's November 14th,
November 14,
1980.
1980. Time?
Time afternoon 3:15.
PM.
Yes,
Country? Place?
it's Pune.
Maharashtra. Pune.
Yeah.
Jai Maharashtra.
Right. Jai Maharashtra. It's female.
Okay. Yeah, in the initial birth chart, it won't make a difference, but in Gemini, other divisional charts, it will matter. So we are not going to that level. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's female. So we have to look at the Jupiter position. Is looking for
Yeah.
marriage or what? Serious relationship? What is the thing?
She is married. Some certain issues.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we can see the seventh house. And seventh house is a sign of Virgo, the sixth sign. So some obstacles are there. Sixth sign is about obstacles, right? So,
Yeah.
and this seventh house is connected with the eighth house. Virgo,
Right.
seventh house, ruled by Mercury. Yeah. Yeah, so normally in our Indian tradition, we don't eat when we do astrology. And the prasad is given after the class, you know. So the food is given after the class. So anyway, what I'm saying is Virgo ruled by Mercury. So Sarika, your seventh lord, whoever's chart this is, the seventh lord is placed in the eighth house.
Okay.
So eighth house is the house of hiding things. So there is some kind of hiding or lack of communication or lack of understanding between these two people, which is the reason they might be facing some problem. Also, Saturn is there in the seventh house. Jupiter is there in the seventh house. Saturn and Jupiter are both teachers. Saturn teaches in the
Yeah.
hard way. Jupiter gives wisdom, and Jupiter, Saturn both are conjunct. So there is something either from the family or something which they have to learn about family life. And this is what they have come to learn through this marriage. So this marriage is a learning experience. Okay, and Saturn is also conjunct with Venus, which is the planet of fire. No, it is not exactly conjunct, but we have Venus there, we have Pluto also there. So a lot of different things happening in the marriage. And the person concerned, the third house is ruled by Venus, Taurus. So, and it's sitting with Pluto. So what is happening? The person changes the mind often, which is why it affects their marriage. You know? So
Yeah.
this person whose chart we are seeing changes the mind often. So that is why changes, makes different decisions, takes impulsive actions, because third house is the house of action. And third house lord is with Pluto, the planet of impulse, the planet of sudden things. So sudden actions, sudden influences are making this person's partner uncomfortable, right? So they have to understand these tendencies. They have to do the remedies of Mercury. Mercury is green color. Mercury is also related to the day Wednesday. Mercury is related to communication. So you have to do the remedies of Mercury to improve your marriage. Do the remedies of Jupiter, Saturn, Venus. So that will help you to, whoever this person is, it will help this person to improve the marriage prospect. And also, right now, the Venus period is going on. So Venus is sitting with Pluto, instability. So September 2020 to May 2023 is an unstable period. As the person is taking decisions, doing new things, taking new actions, sudden impulsive decisions, actions are taking place in this Venus period. So it's a very intense period, but definitely I think things in the marriage will change after May 2023. It's a good period, but till then, whatever the period is, we can do the remedies related to the marriage related planets. We can do those remedies, and we can definitely get relief from some of the problems. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So astrology we can use as a diagnosis tool. We can know exactly what people are going through. Astrology, Jyotish. You can say you're a Jyotishi only when you're using the knowledge of astrology to change yourself, to know your shortcomings and remove those shortcomings. Otherwise, you're not a Jyotishi. If you're just making predictions, you're a predictor. You're a fortune teller. But you are not a Jyotishi. Jyot means light. Ish means God. So the light of God has come in your life, we can say, only when you started using this knowledge to understand your pros and cons, to understand your positive and negative points. Okay. So now we have some hands raised. Let's take one of the man's chart. Shiva Trevor. Unmute yourself, Trevor, and let me know what are the details of the chart you want to show. Just a minute.
Jai Bholenath.
Yes. Tell me.
Very similar to the previous chart, actually. November 1, 1980.
November 1. Okay. November 1. Okay. And time?
3:20 a.m.
AM. Okay. And place?
Muscat, Oman.
Muscat. Okay. Fine. So let's look at so let's see who else is joined and who is with us. Yeah, some people have left because I've not seen their charts. Okay. Magda is there. Hi, Magda. And we'll come to Magda's chart also. So does anyone want to attempt predictions on this chart? And then I'll also share my predictions. Yeah, Sarika, you want to share something?
This is exactly opposite the chart I just shared.
Yeah.
And the seventh house lord is Jupiter sitting in first house
Yes.
with Venus, Saturn, Pluto, the same kind of configuration.
Yes. But this is different because Jupiter, Venus are in the first house. So this
Yeah.
is something to do. So what is the issue, Trevor? They want to get married or they are not married? What is the idea? What does this person want to do?
I'm looking for something serious, like yeah, for permanent situation. Yeah.
And it's not happening, or it has happened?
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Okay. So someone is looking to get married. So Sarika, can you tell me, Sarika, are you an
Yeah.
astrologer or
No,
do you
no,
practice astrology?
no, I'm not.
Okay. So what is the sign, Sarika, number 12, for marriage?
Mm, That's Pisces.
Pisces, right? So
Yeah.
Pisces is the thing. Pisces, what is the symbol of the Pisces? This is one of the secrets given by one of the greatest astrologers alive, Mr. Sunil John, who I love a lot. So Pisces, what is the sign? Megan? The fish, two fishes, right? Chasing each other.
Yes.
So what they're doing is they're going after each other's tail and they're going round and round and round and round. So in the area of life where you have Pisces, like for example, in the chart which Trevor has shared, Pisces is in the area of marriage, but also seventh house is for business. So you can also consider this reading in the context of business because seventh house is also business, which I did not mention because most of the people are interested in love, not interested in business. They have enough money, so they have to join my courses, make me rich, and find their partner. That is the whole joke. Okay, so now, Sarika, what happens here is that the people, they go on going round and round and round and round in this area of life.
So not
Don't
able to take.
Has any one of you been to Vrindavan? If you've been to Vrindavan, you see the gullies, you get lost in the gullies. You're going round and round and round. You don't know how to come out. It's like a maze. So what happens in the matter of relationship, wherever Pisces is, the person goes round and round and round. Pisces gives them big fantasies. So they keep looking for that fantasy world also. And what happens is they keep on looking for that ideal partner. They want a partner who is ideal, who is dreamlike. So the first thing is, instead of going round and round and round looking for someone who is dreamlike, someone from the fantasy, these people have to come back on the ground and consider reality. Because Pisces is the dream planet, dreamy sign. So they have to come on Earth first if they want to get married. Consider practical realities and then think of marriage, then think of this kind of commitment. Okay, so that is the number one point. Now, seventh lord is with Venus. So the partner who they will find will definitely, yes, be sensual, sexual. There will be a lot of that aspect because Venus is there. But Venus is in its debilitation sign Virgo. So every time they find a partner, they may say, oh, she's not so beautiful. Oh, she doesn't meet this expectation, that expectation. So all these things are there. So there are multiple things, multiple delays because of these expectations. So first thing is to lower the expectations. And of course, this person is going through a very good period of Moon Venus from April 2021 to December 2022. So during this time, when they travel, when they do art, when they do any kind of activity, they are likely to meet the partner. They are likely to meet the wife. So it's a Venus period. Venus represents the wife, man's chart. Venus being with Saturn in this chart and with Jupiter, right? So The wife will teach something. The wife can be a teacher. The wife can be someone who's mature, wise, can be an activist, can be a spiritual person. All these kind of things we can conclude. Okay, so good luck, and whoever this person is, tell them to land their flight of fantasy.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. So we get very quick insights, and one of the reasons we get quick insight is there's so much collective energy here. So the collective energy helps the intuition, and whatever has to come, it flows through me, you know. And then that is why most people, instead of coming to learn, they come to listen what I'm saying, what prediction I'm making. But that's a different issue. So who else has raised their hands? Let's take Michelle. Okay, let's take Michelle. So Michelle, can you give me the, where did Michelle disappear? Okay, Michelle, yes.
Hi, okay. So it's a male's chart and it's December 17th.
Wait. Male chart, December
17th,
17th,
1986.
1986. Okay. And time?
The time is 8:28 a.m.
8:28 a.m. Place, country?
It's in the US and America. Yep, that's me. And in New York.
Okay. City?
And it's in Mount Vernon, MOUNT space VERNON. No V. V is in Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, mom. Okay, so it's a man's chart, so I don't think Michelle's chart. Okay,
No, it's not
anyway,
my chart.
whoever this man is. So, what do you want to ask, or what is the question?
I just
So,
wanted to see when they're gonna get married.
when they will get married? Okay. So getting married. Okay. So this person is Gemini, is the 7th house.
Right.
Right. Okay, Gemini, the 7th house, and ruled by Mercury. Mercury sitting with Saturn. So definitely, yes, there is some delay in getting married because Saturn's association with the 7th Lord, Mercury, definitely delays the marriage, yes. They are looking for someone mature, someone spiritual, because 12th house is involved, house of spirituality. And they're also looking, maybe the person who they marry could be from a different land, distant land, foreign land, and so on. Okay, so this is one thing. Then moon is sitting. So moon is sitting, so they want a relationship which is emotional in nature, nourishing, nurturing. And moon is where you focus. So in the relationship you focus, you try to, look for this kind of person, look for marriage. 8th ruler, moon is the 8th ruler because 8th house is Cancer, right? So 8th ruler moon sitting in the 7th. So can be a sudden marriage, can be marrying someone who is related to occult sciences, astrology, mystical things, right? And sudden upsets in relationships also this person might have seen. So as far as their relationships is concerned, see Saturn Mars, Saturn Rahu, Saturn Jupiter. So is Mercury period, Mercury is the marriage lord also. So Mercury period is starting from 2027. So 2027 is a good period, 2077 to 2029. This is the period in which the chances of marriage will be maximum. Okay. And also, what one can see is that before that, let's say, yeah, there were some chances of marriage in the moon period also, which is from August 2019 to March 2021, some chances of marriage. Maybe you should have shown this chart earlier, then you would be able to, this person would be able to marry earlier. June 2021, July 2021, sub period of Jupiter, some chances of marriage or some relationship action. May not only be marriage, but can be relationship oriented action. September 2021, November 2021, this period also is a Mercury period. So some chances during this period also. But strong chances are after 2021. Saturn Jupiter period, October 20, Mercury, October 2025, March 2026. Okay, so has everyone understood what I'm trying to do? I've done it on multiple charts. So what am I trying to do? Can anyone summarize what I'm trying to do? People who Gemini is strong, be able to summarize. Yes, Trevor, you're saying something?
No, but so if it's Gemini in the 7th house, then the ruler is in the 12th house in Scorpio.
Yes.
And so yeah, Mercury and the influence of this person that they're looking for would be because it's in Scorpio and it's in the 12th house. There is some element of secrets, but also potential for finding a dreamy partner, somebody who's a visionary, somebody who likes to but there is some element of secrecy. That is what I'm getting. And Mercury being the planet of intellect and communication, that I don't know how it features but I think this person thinks very deeply. This partner would be a deep thinker, somebody who's willing to go to great depths, to the ocean, the deep caves, underwater kind of person. So yeah, so that's the kind of person that you're looking for, somebody who's a deep thinker, somebody who's kind of a person who can go and have an imagination that can go there. But there is some element of secrecy also, and also not somebody who is maybe a bit of introvertedness also.
Yeah. So Michelle would like to think that she's the person.
Recluse, person who's used to taking a backseat away, maybe some kind of isolation. That's in it.
Correct. So 12th house is the house of spirituality. 12th house is the distant lands, isolation also, right? So they may marry their partner while in isolation. Maybe COVID isolation marriage. At home, on Zoom, with all of us, with the party, and order Pizza Hut for all of us. And Mercury is technology, so why not? Yeah.
But you should look at the
Uranus is something unique. So Michelle, this person should consider getting married on Zoom. And order pizza for all of us. Yeah, distant land, 12th house. Uranus is a new style of doing things, right?
Should read up about 12th Scorpio. It's an interesting placement for 12th house Scorpio. And Mercury in Scorpio. That's an interesting place to look. This is where this person's intellect lies.
Good. So thank you, Trevor, and thank you, Michelle. And now anyone else is left? I think we'll end the session now. If anyone is left, just type it in the chat. Zoom weddings are entirely cool, you know. Zoom weddings are very nice. So, or maybe this person should have a wedding in an ashram in India, spiritual ashram, distant land. Right? Okay. So, so Rajan, we did your chart yesterday, so I don't want to repeat the same thing. It's quite boring for me. So now we look at someone else. Okay, let's take Sharmila's details otherwise. Isha, okay, Isha, we come to Sharmila, we come to Isha. Amina has also raised the hand. I don't know if she's still there. Okay. So last, let's take 2-3 charts. I think everyone's got an idea of what I'm doing. I'm looking at the 7th house. I'm looking at the 7th house Lord. I'm looking at the time periods if they are connected with the 7th house Lord or the planets in the 7th house. Very simple. Okay, Amina is there, Isha is there. So let's take Sharmila's chart. Are you there, Sharmila? Yeah, mostly if people are eating and all, I block the video because it doesn't look good. And yeah, so okay, so let's take Sharmila's chart first, and then I'll come to Amina and Isha. Yeah. So Sharmila, can you unmute yourself?
Hello. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
24 June 1965.
Just-
12:30 noon.
Just a minute.
Panaji.
Yeah, I should be able to type. No, if you say it like an express train.
Yes. 24 June
1965.
1965.
Time.
12:30 noon.
Okay. Place.
Panaji, Goa.
Okay. Okay. So. So 12th house, marriage related things we want to see. Again, Pisces is there. So what I discussed for Trevor,
Travel.
the two fishes.
Fishes.
What did I say, Rajan?
Yes. Travel means remain in going round and round like that.
Whoever's chart he shared, that person is going round and round with the matter of marriage. Why is going round and round?
Because Pisces sign
See, people are not listening. They're just talking about their own chart. But why did I say the person is going round and round? Because he has too many fantasies, expectations, and creating some idea that, okay, I will find this kind of dream personality to get married. But all are humans, right? Nobody is going to come from some Swarga Loka and marry you, right? You're just going to marry another human who has flaws, who has faults, right?
Yep.
Even if that person is a king or queen, every morning he has to go and shit in the toilet, right? So it is nothing special about anyone. So now Jupiter rules the house of marriage in this chart, sitting in the 9th house and sitting with Rahu. So Rajan, tell me quickly what kind of person should she marry?
in foreign lands and and a person who is very spiritually inclined and
Sitting with Rahu, so exploration. So this person will meet the partner when she is learning something related to spirituality and philosophy. 9th house. 9th house, what is the sign, Sarika? Sarika, what is the sign of 9th house?
That's Taurus.
Taurus. So Taurus is the sign related to food. Taurus is the sign related to clothing. Taurus is the sign related to learning. So let's say she goes to a temple and there she's eating prasad, 9th house, Taurus, eating prasad in the temple. But in our temple, people are eating prasad even during the puja. So the prasad is after the class. You have to eat after the class is over. So I think the people from the West, they don't know, so it's okay. But so when you eat prasad in the temple, Jupiter also represents temple, teaching. So the person whom she marries could be someone who has connection with spirituality, wisdom, who has explored a lot of spirituality, Rahu, in some way addicted to spirituality.
Addicted to spirituality. Yeah.
But also it can mean travel, it can also mean other things, ninth house. But definitely that spiritual aspect is there. Right? So I was looking for that person who has this spiritual knowledge, spiritual learning. Jupiter is wisdom, Jupiter is learning. So it could be a teacher, it could be someone who's a writer, right? And what can we see? So Jupiter represents the woman's husband. So Jupiter again is coming into picture in the ninth house. She might meet her partner in a foreign land, ninth house. Ninth house. Meeting the partner in a foreign land. Meeting the partner in a temple. Meeting the partner in a church. Meeting the partner in a place of education. Number 2, Taurus. Meeting the partner in a place of eating. Now you combine these things together. Right? So this is about marriage. Now let us see the time periods. So Rahu Mercury period is going on right now. So Rahu period is going on. Rahu is sitting with marriage lord Jupiter. And also there is connection with Jupiter. So let's see which is the nearest Jupiter period or Rahu period which is coming up for her. Trevor says she has to marry Tony Robbins. Okay.
Yeah.
So, there are many gurus in India also waiting to marry. Okay. Anyway, so now Rahu, Mercury, the nearest Jupiter period is, or Rahu period we have to find. So yeah, Jan 2022 to June 2022. Rahu, Mercury, Rahu sub period. Then Jupiter sub period, June 2022 to October 2022. So January to October 2022, we should get the sweets for the marriage. Thank you.
Thank you. Floyd, what about the fifth house? Is Capricorn in it?
Fifth house is if you want looking for a fling, if you're looking to date someone. For marriage, it is not fifth house. That's the romance part. Fifth house is Capricorn in her chart. So romance at workplace or romance at things related to some kind of work or some kind of structure related things. They can have romance at their workplace. Tell me where her fifth lord is sitting.
Saturn. In the sixth house.
Yeah, so again, sixth house is the workplace, everyday routine life.
Routine life.
Yeah, so there can be romantic affairs at the workplace. But whether that will become marriage, we have to see the seventh house again. Because those big expectations are there. No? So then, unless those expectations are reduced, those fishes will continue going round and round. Right?
Expectation.
So she has to do Jupiter and Rahu remedies to get the good result of marriage.
Okay. Jupiter and Rahu.
Okay.
Rahu remedy is going out.
Chalo. Now we'll. Yeah, so for Rahu, you can do very simple remedy listening to Durga. Durga Kavach mantra. Goddess Durga. And for Jupiter, of course, Thursdays, you can make offerings to your gurus, to priests, yellow color offerings, because Jupiter is yellow color. So these
Yellow.
things we already know, most of us. Okay, let's take Amina's chart now. Yeah. Amina, can you share your details? Okay.
The 23rd
23rd of
October 82.
23rd October 1982.
82. Yes. At
Time?
4:28 p.m. Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Yes. Yes.
Which place?
Freiburg. FRIB. B like Barbara. Yeah. O, not the U. OURJ.
J or G?
G like George.
Okay. So this is the chart. Yeah. So what is the thing? Like, is it for marriage you want to look, or is it for?
That would be, I mean, more for marriage, but if the person does not have any partner, I don't know if we should like also look on the 5th house. I mean, marriage for sure, better. I would like to know.
Okay, so long term, something long term.
Long term.
This person. The sign of the 7th house is Virgo. Virgo about details. Virgo is about order. Virgo is about service. Right. So when this person looks for the partner, she is looking at the details, minute details. And Mercury is also about details. Mercury is about communication, speech. So looking for a partner who communicates, right? Looking for a partner who is communicative. Mercury is also ruling the 4th house, Gemini. So again, there is a connection with emotions. There is a connection with 4th house is the house of emotions. 4th house is your home. 4th house is your mother. 4th house is your vehicles. So some connection with the native place, or some connection with the mother, or some connection with the home could be there. Rahu is also in the 4th house. So some foreign connection is also there. And Mercury is in its own house. Now let's see where Jupiter is placed. Jupiter represents the husband.
Yeah.
So Jupiter is in 8th house, right? Jupiter is in the 8th house, the house of astrology, the house of occult knowledge, the house of mysteries. So this person will meet the partner very suddenly. The partner may be someone who is very mysterious, could be some kind of mafia guy or astrologer or some kind of mysterious character, because Jupiter is in the 8th house. And there are so many other planets also in the 8th house, mysteries. So when so many planets are also in the 8th house, the house of mysteries, then you will see that the thing is that you meet people very suddenly and things happen very suddenly. So let's see which are the Jupiter periods coming up. Mercury period. So you're going through, this person is going through a Mercury period, November 2020 to May 2023. So during this period, there are good chances of meeting someone, being with someone in a long-term relationship. November 2020 to May 2023, the current period is good for relationships. Okay, let's see the sub periods quickly. Of course, then we can see transits, we can see many other things also. We can always do that. So August 2022 to December 2022, Jupiter's sub period is good. Then you have, yeah, November 2020 to March 2021 was a good period. Jupiter period, August 2022 to December 2022, good period. Yeah. So there are some good periods coming up in the next 1-2 years. So very good. Thank you so much for sharing the chart.
Thank you.
Anyone else is left? I think only Isha is left. So we quickly look at Isha's chart and then we'll finish it off. Isha, can you start your video?
Hello,
Yes.
am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, but we can't see you. Where are you?
Yeah, actually, I think my video is not working.
Okay. So fine. You tell me the details.
Yeah, so it's 29 July.
This time. 9 July.
Yeah, 1989.
Time
9:30 p.m.
and 9:30 p.m. and
9:30 p.m. India,
Place?
Chandigarh.
Okay. Let's look at this chart. This is a man or a woman?
It's a man.
You don't sound like a man. Okay. So anyway, so now we'll look at this chart, 7th house. So you want to look at the marriage prospects, or what do you want to look at?
Yeah, the relationship, marriage.
Yeah. So let's say 7th house is in the sign of Leo. So the ego plays a big part because Leo is the sign of the ego, sign of leadership, sign of domination. So they want to feel a sense of power through marriage. And the 7th Lord Sun is in the 6th house, the house of obstacles, the house of delays. So some obstacles, some delays are definitely there. Ketu Mars is sitting there, which is again a slightly challenging combination. Mars brings some aggression, Ketu brings some breaks, Ketu brings some interruptions. So yeah, so it's a little bit of challenging chart in terms of marriage. And Venus is also there. So Venus means I want more pleasure. I want more and more and more. And Leo also says, I want to dominate. And Venus says, I want more pleasure. I want more happiness. I want more from this relationship. So yeah, and then we can make it more complex. Mars is the ruler of 3rd house sitting in the 7th house. Then also the ruler of the 10th house. So can meet a partner to traveling, to communication, through work. Also, Venus is the 9th house lord, for foreign connection or some partner who is outside the native place. Also 4th house connection. Emotional also, they want that emotional comfort. So there are a lot of things in this thing, but it's a little difficult chart in terms of marriage because Mars and Ketu is not a friendly combination. So definitely they have to do the remedies of Mars, Ketu, they have to do the remedies of Sun, because these are going to affect their romantic life.
Okay.
And also,
the 5th house?
No, 5th house is only for dating and all those things, but for marriage, we have to look at the 7th house. So yeah, so this is a rough period. February 2020 to Jan 2021 is a rough period in terms of marriage because Mars period, right? Can everyone see there's a Mars period going on from Feb 2020 to March 2020, Jan 2021. So this is a rough period for marriage because Mars is sitting exactly with Ketu and Mars period is going on. So this is the most challenging period for him, Feb 2020 to Jan 2021. And after that, of course, some improvements will be there, but it will take some time. Yeah, it will take some time for things to change for him in terms of relationships. Fifth house is good, Moon, Jupiter, Gaja Kesari Yoga. It's a good combination. But eventually again connected with sixth house. So some obstacles, delays are still there, but yeah, till the romance part it is okay. It's okay, but yeah, in terms of it is a little challenging first of in terms of marriage. Okay, so anyway, so I think we'll end the session now. We looked at enough charts. So has everyone got an idea of what it is? I'll just let you guys. Anyone has any questions? I'll let you all unmute yourselves. Yeah, so anyone has questions, you can unmute and ask. Not charts, but just general questions about what I've done. If you have any questions, comments. Charts we've already seen enough. So you can look at your own chart, analyze the seventh house, see what is the sign, see where the Lord is placed, connect those two houses. You can look at the dashas and see if anything related to your marriage, when the dashas are coming. And you can add transits and so many other things afterwards. That is advanced knowledge. But at the moment, this will give you the fair basic idea. Okay?
Floyd, you just said the moon and Jupiter is a Gajakesari yoga. Means, suppose because they are in the same house, it is Gajakesari, or if he has a direct drishti also, it becomes Gajakesari.
Drishti also, there is something that is related to Drishti also. And but then if they are together, it is strong. If they are conjunction, then it is strong. Okay, so this Saturday I'm teaching a training. There's a where you can experience past life regression for soulmates and relationships. You want to see what is the past life transaction that is pending, or what is it that you need to heal in terms of your past lives. So, because the past life influences, they lead to your tendencies in this life. And in our Indian system, we always consider the idea of Mahajivan. Jivan means life, Mahajivan means the continuity of life, birth after birth. We lose this body, but we find a new body, right? So, Mahajivan. So, if you guys are interested, you're welcome for past life regression on soulmates and relationships. Okay? And definitely you can join. We have a discounted price and special price for tonight. So if you guys want to join tonight, before midnight, if you register, $499. Otherwise, it's $699. So originally the workshop is worth $2,000. So you can send me the detail payment on GPay, Paytm, or on PayPal. If you are international transfer, you can send it on PayPal. So I think most of you know my details, so you can join on Saturday. If you want to invite your friends, you can invite your friends, and also it's at a very nominal price. So we'll go into the past lives which influence the prospect of relationships in this life. You may also be able to see what is the pending matter which is creating issues in this life for you. Okay, so this is something which we can take our awareness, and apart from that, do the planetary remedies, the planets which I mentioned relating to marriage, relating to relationships, right? So if anyone wants to ask anything, say anything, then definitely you can unmute yourself and share. Yeah, Trevor, you're saying something?
Yeah. But this dasha, the matter of the dasha, looking at the period,
Yes.
he's looking for the ruler of the seventh house. So what?
Yeah, ruler of the seventh house, planets in the seventh house. And if there are any planets very close to the seventh house ruler, also you have to look at them. And for romance, you have to do the same thing for the fifth house. Okay, so when you get into something romantic, it may not be a relationship, but you may get into something romantic if something, some dasha related to the fifth house is happening. So that will come after practice. When you keep looking at charts, you will be able to relate it. Also, I'm teaching astrology classes, so any one of you who is interested in learning astrology, then you can let me know, and I'll send you the emails and details, all of that. Maybe I'll teach. I've just finished one training of basics, and maybe I'll start one more training very soon. So you can definitely join. Because astrology is a constant learning, it's an ocean. You can look into unlimited things, you can look into minute things, right? So on Saturday, there was a training going on, and there was a man, I told him that you started wearing red color from so and so year. Initially, he said no. And then he said, yes, I started wearing red underwear from this year, from so and so year. And then I also learned that in the Chinese system, people wear red underwear, which is related to Mars. And Mars helps you to increase the vitality, probably that is the connection. So, so you can see minute details about a person's life when you look at their chart. So it's an amazing science. Okay, and it's an amazing science when you use it to find your own faults, flaws, and correct them and make yourself better and better and better. Kind of upgrading yourself through this knowledge. Right? Good. So, good. I think all of us, thank you for joining. And we'll definitely keep in touch, and we'll let me know if you want to join the Saturday past life regression. You're most welcome. Cheers, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Wait.
Yeah, okay, guys.